Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is a full review of Fatih Sultan Mehmed by Manle. I've had this quite a while now, so I feel like I can give a good review on it now. It's one I find myself wearing probably one of the most in my collection. I reach for this quite often, and I still struggle to describe it. It's one of the best kind of blended perfumes I put my nose on. Very well blended. It has a mix of notes. I'll kind of go through the notes with you first and then kind of give you how it comes across in the end. So the notes in this one are bergamot and apple, petitgrain, rose, tulip, iris, vanilla, benzoin, amber, ambergris, cedar, patchouli and oud. I know they use genuine real oud. I don't get too much oud in this though. I think you get kind of a combination of the florals. There's a tulip accord in here, there's a little bit of petitgrain. I wouldn't particularly say I get apple, but there's kind of a wateriness to it. I think the hints of the iris kind of makes, and the petitgrain kind of give an illusion, a little bit of soap, but it's like a luxurious floral soap without smelling feminine. The ambergris definitely plays a part, I think. There's a slight kind of waxy, slightly saltiness to it. There's the floral nature to it. There's just this perfect balance, this blend between all the notes that just makes it very difficult to describe, and it falls somewhere for me between describing it like soap and incense. There's this beautiful, I love the opening. It's not like anything I've smelled before. God, and I wish I could describe it to you properly, but it's so difficult to describe this one. I really like it. It smells like a really rich, luxurious soap that's floral, mixed with this almost hint of like an incense vibe, something a little bit darker and more mysterious kind of underneath this kind of soapiness. Maybe that's the hint of the oud coming through, maybe a tiny bit of patchouli, but the way it's blended is really, really good. I mean, it's just so well balanced and it smells fantastic. I just really struggle to describe it. There's an ever so slight sweetness in here. The vanilla doesn't play much of a huge part. There are resins in here. There's an amber accord, for instance, you know, there's benzoin. And again, it's like everything is so well balanced that nothing really jumps out and hits you directly as individual notes. This is like an accord. The whole thing is an accord. I would say it's completely unisex, but some men might find it leaning a little bit feminine if you're put off by this slightly floral kind of nature. There's, like I say, there's the petitgrain, there's a tulip accord, there's a little bit of rose, so there are some florals in here. But it smells magnificent to me. It's one I find myself craving, and I wear a lot, and it covers a lot of occasions. I feel like you can just wear it casually in a t-shirt and jeans, but also you could wear it dressed up in a nice shirt or in a suit to pretty much any occasion, whether you're going to the cinema or going to a fancy restaurant on a date. Just like, it fits everything. It's very likable. I can't imagine too many people smelling this and not thinking at least that it's pleasant. There's nothing kind of daring about it. It's just really likable. The performance I found hard to judge, because on me, when I started wearing it, I thought, oh, this goes pretty quick. Like I lose it after like an hour and I think it's gone. So when you're feeling it around yourself, it's one of those fragrances that you kind of get nose blind to and you think it's kind of gone. And for me, I thought, oh, this isn't performing all that well. But then I was wearing it around people that I know, and actually they were commenting to me that there's a girl I know called Tammany, and it was outside a pub, the back of a pub, on a picnic bench, and I went and sat next to her and we were chatting for a little while, and she just turned around to me and she said, oh, and by the way, you smell really good, what is that? and she knows I collect fragrances. And I was like, you can smell it? And she said, yeah, I could smell it as soon as you walked to me. Like, she smelled it in the air as I walked to her outside. And this was like 3 or 4 hours after I sprayed it, when I couldn't smell it anymore and I thought it had gone. And I was like, oh wow, okay. So this is misleading. I think you get blind to it and it actually performs better than you think. So kind of hard to judge, but definitely I've had comments from family and friends that have smelled this hours later when I couldn't smell it myself, so it does hang around longer than you think. On me, like, judging from the hand, because I can't judge it from wearing it properly around here because it feels like it's gone in an hour, but for my hand I'm gauging kind of around 6 hours before it's disappeared. So I'm going to say about 6 hours longevity, with probably 2 or 3 hours of a kind of a light sillage. It definitely travels. If you're outside and the breeze is blowing, people smell it, because I've had comments on it. So yeah, it performs better than you think. At least that's my experience, but it smells great. This one and Bozhnikov's Purple Hat are my personal 2 favourites from this brand so far. Both of them I find I wear them a lot, like probably some of the most in my collection. Really enjoying them. I tend to spray quite heavy with these because they do feel kind of lighter on my skin. I quite liberally apply them, and I'm talking between 6 and 8 sprays, which is something I never do. Usually it's 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most. This one it's like and I'm done. And when I count kind of the clicks, it's like 6, 7, 8 sprays. It's not too strong at that. So I'm quite liberal with this and Bozhnikov, and it's not too much. But yeah, it smells fantastic. I love it. I think Rasse Fort from this brand is someone that I will be looking at closely. When he releases new things, I will be interested in smelling them. So yeah, great fragrance. If you have it and you have a different experience of how you would describe it, let me know in the comments. I'm quite interested how it comes across to other people, because personally I find it very awkward to describe the scent of it well, to put an image in your head. So if you can do a better job, let me know in the description. But yeah, it's clean, it's slightly soapy, there's a hint of an incensey woodiness, there's ambergris, there's a little bit of the florals, but really, really good stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again very soon in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.